All right. Hi, I'm Charlie Ward, and I'm the CEO of Milk and Cookies.
Hi, and I'm Ari Bluffstone.
So, frozen yogurt bar, salt and straw, Jamba Juice. Clearly, there is room for innovation in the dessert industry. Yet, despite this, the classic Milk and Cookies has been rarely changed upon. So, our team started out with a mission to create Portland's only milk and cookie bar that engages all five senses, resulting in a one-of-a-kind experience for a person of any age. So we felt like we needed to individualize, to be different than those frozen yogurt bars and those ice cream parlors. So the first way we separate ourselves from other dessert companies is through the product. We believe in the quality of our product. We believe that we use the finest ingredients, finest local ingredients, and that we have unique flavors. One flavor you're currently trying is a bacon Nutella with toasted hazelnuts. Additionally, our cookies are oval, so they're easily dippable. Another way we individualize is through our branding. So it is our aim to portray a fashionable contrast between home and hip. The last way we individualize is through the experience. So Milk and Cookies is more than a product. It's an experience that engages all five senses, whether it's through the scent of the cookies being baked or the visuals of our aesthetically pleasing interior design. So before I get into telling you about what it's like to walk into a Milk and Cookie store, I want to tell you about the community. So as Starbucks proved so well, people need a third place. They need somewhere that's not home, that's not their workplace, and they need somewhere that they can call home for a little while. So we hope that Milk and Cookies can become their coffee, and Milk and Cookies as a business can become their Starbucks. So now I'll get into telling you about the experience. So the first is the location. We hope it can be at either James Beard Public Market or Northwest 23rd Avenue, as we think the foot traffic at both of these places would sustain our revenue model. So you walk into a Milk and Cookies bar. It's a quick service style ordering, just like Little Big Burger or any fast food restaurants like it. And then finally, the food, the cookies. I hope you're enjoying yours, and with that, I pass it on to Ari.
So hello, my name is Ari Bluffstone, and I did a lot of work on kind of the finances here. And so first I want to talk a little bit about our prices. So we are pricing at $3 for an artisan cookie and $3.75 for the milk. And this may seem expensive, but this is just what it's running at. There have been ventures going in this direction in the past, and this is what they've charged with success. So, of course, a big part of this weekend has been going out and asking and seeing if this is at all a good idea. And so when we went out to 23rd, where we're hoping to find a storefront. We use surveys online. We use surveys on the website. And we found that people do want a new place to hang out. They want a chic, modern place to hang, but they also really like the local aspect. They want us to partner with local farmers. And so we also want to talk to businesses, and because, I mean, if we're going to be one on 23rd, we should know them, and we should understand them a little better. So we asked, how many people are coming into your store, and how many square feet are in your company? And they told us, and this gave us incredible information about, we learned that 177 people on average are going in per day, 900 square feet on average, and we also know that they have about a $850 to $1,000 daily profit threshold. And we found that we're kind of viable to this due to our own calculations. And also we found we have a similar threshold as well. So when you walk into a Milk and Cookies, you'll see you expect that you're going to get a milk and cookie. That's the name. It's economical. It makes sense generally. And so for 177 people to have this experience, we are going to be spending $78.77. And this is going to end up with our overhead at about $1,117 of gross revenue. And this is how the industry says that should be split up. But we believe we can outdo our competitors because we don't fit in this system that well. We have extremely high margins. We have a lucrative product which can't be found anywhere, and we've already calculated for the worst case scenarios, and where we have high rent and high labor costs, and we're still viable at that point. And 15% net profit, which is incredible. And so our team, we love working with each other, we love cookies, and we hope you love cookies too. Thank you.
Great job. The cookies are great. Milk's great. Well done. Good presentation. Storefront, super expensive. One of the best things about the Portland food scene is the cart scene. Did you explore that as an option for kind of a lower barrier to entry at the beginning?
Okay, a little bit. We haven't looked so much into the pricing that would go at, but we have thought of that as kind of a new revenue model. We were thinking of kind of Voodoo as an example, Voodoo Donuts, and kind of various small Portland shops like that, and going to like fairs, going outside schools during events, and putting up a truck like that. Although we weren't able to figure out the exact statistics on how much that would cost.
Excellent cookies. Thank you for sharing. Good time during the evening. I like brownies and I like coffee. Will I ever find those at Milk and Cookies?
So we have thought about, that's kind of like next gen cookie milk. So basically we were thinking about, so up there we have flavored milk. So we're thinking maybe we do like a mocha milk or something to kind of really get that going. And then the idea of brownies has come up amongst us, but that's, as I said, kind of next gen.
I agree with everyone. The cookies and milk are great, and it's a great experience to have that here. I was curious, you mentioned high margins come from low material costs. You also said it's a artisanal cookie, it's on Northwest 23rd. What kind of materials do you have that are so low cost that drive these healthy margins?
Okay, well, so like one of the first things we did when we all got together is we wanted to find out how much we're gonna spend per cookie. So me and Grace on the first day, that was one of the first things. We pulled out the Excel spreadsheet, we pulled out the ingredients we're gonna be using, and we calculated it. And we calculated it at about plus or minus a couple cents at about 16, 17 cents a cookie. It's quite inexpensive. And the milk at more about, I believe, 30.5 cents? Either, I think that's right. Around 30.5 cents per glass. And so using that, we were able to find how much, using that plus the data we got from the stores of how many people are going to be coming in per day in that area, we were able to kind of find, we kind of got an idea of like the gross revenue, but we also, the overhead, we found that obviously through our, how much we're pricing the cookies, how much we're pricing it above, of course, what our costs are in producing them.
Concur, great attention on the product and the brand. I like the singularity and simplicity of the brand and the message, and you guys seem like great brand ambassadors. That's very important in a business like this. My question is, how are you going to get customers? What's your customer acquisition strategy?
Well, first of all, we set up a lot of social media pages and got the word out, and a lot of people commented on it and was like, this looks really yummy. Like, yeah, and also one of the things that we did kind of as customer validation, kind of getting our, getting people hooked on our cookies, is we did a demo last night where we set up kind of a mock store in the Creative Arts Center and had everyone come in and try our cookies and milk and give us feedback and see if they would like to come to our store. Also, I think that just having it at a good location, such as 23rd, would get a lot of customers just because, like, I live near there and I go with my friends, just walk up and down and go into little stores I haven't been in before. And so I think just having a good location will get us a lot of customers.
How many of you actually participated in the baking?
Grace and I participated in the baking of the cookies. However, John and Tyler and Con all worked on the milks and the flavors of the milks. But Grace and I were baking the cookies.
Congrats on your website, which I just took a quick look at. You talked about the experience, and I guess that would address the cart issue. If you really want to give people a Starbucks type experience, give me some of the elements of that. What do you envision that as being?
Yeah, absolutely. So we want it to be, like we said, a mix of hip and home. So hip is like chic and grays and browns and woods, and home we think is light blues and maybe a fireplace.